the table if you want. This is going to be an easy one. 2 seconds. You'll see. Do all candidates live within the borders of Ward 9? Let's start with you, Les. Let's see, yes or no? Yes?
Yes.
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 Okay, everybody happy? Good. So I told you it was going to be hard, eh? Here's one I'm going to give you a whole minute to answer, maybe even a little longer. No, we'll give it a minute. What would you do as a Ward 9 councillor with the Healthy Community Initiative program? Now, for those of you who don't know what that is, Mr. Chimino will rue the day he called it a slush fund. It's an important fund, and what would you do with that initiative? And let's start with you, Les, because we didn't start with you yet. You have 1 minute.
Thank you very much.
The first thing I would do is remove it. You know, the one thing we don't need is that we have to go cap in hand to get a new flag for our park. We have to take that $50,000 each year and make it transparent. Let people come for major projects from each of our communities that we can use it to upgrade, whether it's our playground or our roads. Let the people decide. We cannot let the councillors use it as their slush fund, and that's what it's being used for now. Thank you very much.
Was that you?
That's me.
Oh, okay. The Healthy Community Initiative funds are very, very important to the playground programs, the lake stewardship groups, the cross-country ski groups, a number of not-for-profit organizations. It uses money as seed money in order to get volunteer labor, to get additional funds. That said, I agree that the funds are important to recreational facilities in the city and the environment, but I do think that it's very, very important that it not come out of the hands of the councillor. The councillor should not have their hands on it. They should be treated not unlike the arts grants and the grants, the economic development grants, where you apply for them. Either that or a form of participatory budgeting where the groups from this ward would be huge, but groups from all the different community groups would come together and decide how to spend that $200,000 over a 4-year period. So it would be fair. We would say, okay, then how can we leverage into more money? But absolutely no hands on the councillor, cannot have the money anymore. Thank you.
Well, I would like to keep the HCI funds, but I would like to reform them. They should be removed from the councillors, and the councillor should have some responsibility and input when called upon. A committee of members, such as a CAN or some other committee, should help, with the help of staff, when an application comes in, review it properly, and make the proper decisions. Every 3 months, a financial statement for each ward must be developed and available for public information. These funds are to be used to enhance our community and support outdoor rinks, parks, playgrounds, community centers. We have community centers in Wanapate, Coniston. You know, they're getting dilapidated. We need help. So these are what these funds are used for. Thank you.
Folks, I want to eliminate slush funds. I want to prioritize our spending, and we need to take that money away from City Council. The citizens of the city have lost trust in us and our ability to hand out that money, so we have to put it back in the budget process and allow the council as a whole to decide where the money goes. Now, what I'd like to do with the money, I'd like to invest it in our medical recruitment campaign that we currently have ongoing at City Hall. There's 1 in 5 Sudburyans without a family doctor. There's some of the family doctors that have 3,000 to 4,000 patients. In Sudbury, we're second last place in the province for access to medical care. So we need to be investing in medical care because it's also good for our economy. With investing in the $2.4 million over the 4 years, we'll bring in approximately $170 million over the next 10 years. So that's money that's good for economic development. It's good for growth. And I think that those are the things that we need to be looking at. Thank you.
Well, the HCI fund has been an issue of a lot of conversation and a lot of criticism, but also, though, for some positive stuff that come out of it too. I will speak on on the HCI fund on a personal note with personal experience. As the co-chair of the Coniston Can, and I'll pull it back to here, to the town of Coniston and the Coniston Community Action Network. We were very successful in accessing funds through the HCI fund, and I'm also a board member on the Healthy Community Initiatives Board. That's citywide. And without that fund, we would not have been able to achieve a lot of the things that we were with our Coniston Can. The renaming of the Tobe Lake Arena, the late Jean Tellier Trail, the new sign putting up in front of the post office in behalf of Mr. Wilson, the late Ray Wilson. So we've accomplished a lot, and we've done a lot. Does it need reworking? Absolutely. We got to go back and do a complete review of it, and go for it and get it done, and let's keep that money flowing.
Thank you very much. Mr. Wilcox.
Scrap it. Let the money revert back to the city. Wyman mentioned a lot of notable groups, and there's a lot of worthwhile causes and groups in the city that need to be funded. They don't need to be funded at the discretion of one individual, and if you're out of favor with that individual, you lose your funding. This process, the way it is undemocratic, it's unaccountable, and it's not transparent. So,
why didn't we know about this fund years ago? It's been around for a long time. I made this platform statement back in early September at the Wanapate Community Center when they had their debate, and I'm saying that the $600,000 should be kept. I too am a member of the panel, the Healthy Community Initiative panel at City Hall, and it's really important that we don't take money away from our community organizations that need it so much, like our lake stewardship groups and like our playground associations. But I do believe, and I made this statement, as I said 2 months ago, that the money should not be administered through your councillor. It definitely needs to be taken away from council hands. It should be administered by a department in the city, leisure, whatever it might be, and with the support perhaps of the councillor, but not with the approval of the councillor. So I think that $600,000 is still important as an item that sits on the budget line today, and it should stay there for the community organizations.
Thank you.
I can't believe that an issue like this has been such a huge thing. I call it fly droppings. I used to be in sales a long time ago, and the first thing you learn in sales is when two products are almost identical, you take the smallest piece of difference and you make it bigger than the whole, and you sell that big thing. When you look at things, you're going to trust your councillors with a budget of $500 million. Yet people are worried about $50,000 per person, which is 0.012% of the budget. So it's just always interesting how these things really take on a life of their own during the elections. Yes or no answer. Are you in favor of a casino being in downtown Sudbury?
No.
No.
Yes.
No.
No.
Thank you. This is yeah, it says in your opinion. I'm glad it says that. In your opinion, and we're going to start with you, Lynn. No, I'm sorry, Lynn. I mean, Deb. I'm telling you, this has been a long, long week.
It's the hair.
It's a hair. Is that what it is? Okay. My hair or yours? Or my lack of. Deb, in your opinion, what has been our current council's greatest weakness, and what would you do to help change that? One more time the question. In your opinion, I'm glad it says opinion, what has been our current council's greatest weakness, and what would you do to help change that?
2 minutes.
1 minute.
I guess the greatest difficulty with our current council is they haven't been getting along. And what I would do to change that, in the first 100 days of our mandate, is I would start to build bridges between myself and other councillors and the mayor, to find a common ground that we can work towards. We're not all going to agree on all issues, absolutely not, but we need to be able to find a common ground, set goals together so we can work towards a goal, so we can make a better Sudbury. Am I done? Oh no, I'm not. I can have it. It's just really, really, I mean, it's unfortunate because we've wasted, I feel, 4 years in the sense that we've been spinning our wheels and not been able to accomplish things. And I would like to build those bridges and work collaboratively with the council that gets elected on Monday to make our city better.
Thank you.
No question. Team effort is very, very important. We need a very strong mayor. These next 4 years are going to be very tough years, and we have to work together. There is no question. The funding from the provincial government is lacking. There's no question. So, other than just working together, making sure that we have the same ideas, some of us might not, but at the end of the day, I'll always stress, let's be team players. Let's shake hands at the end of the meeting or whatever it is, and let's get back to business the next day and move forward. That's very, very important. Thank you.
So I feel that our current council has failed in being able to work together. So I would, like the rest of us, I guess, agree that has to change moving forward. As a young kid, a teen, young adult, I've always showed leadership, and showing leadership is being able to work with a team, collaborate, and being able to show positive results and make decisions that are tough and sometimes not popular. So we have to be able to do that. We have to be able to work together, all the councillors and the mayor, and put our differences aside, check our egos at the door, and let's get Sudbury moving, because we're 8 years behind, and it's time to, we need to have aggressive growth, and that's what we need to do, and we need to work together. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, there's definitely been some weaknesses over the past 4 years. There's no doubt about that. That's been proven.
We'll start over for you. Let's go back to you popped the T's, yeah. Thank you.
Okay, sorry. Thank you. Yes, there's been a definite disconnect with our council over the last 4 years, and it's been really, really transparent. It's if you talk about transparency, the most transparent thing we've seen it has been the disconnect with our council at City Hall. Now that usually is a result, and I say, and I will put my name forward on that, that's because we have a lack of leadership and discipline on the floor. And that's what you need. You need strong leadership from the top down. And also though, we have to, with the new mayor and 50%, the new council, we all have to get on the same agenda. We all have to get on the same page day one. Let's not get into an argument on day one. Let's work together. And that comes with training, and a lot of training, and it comes with a lot of information, communication, and other things that has to go with that. That's how we can resolve those weaknesses and move on and have a strong municipal government, because municipal governments are the.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's true. The last 4 years, we've lost a lot of opportunities, and mostly because we have a council that's not working well together. The other major issue is that the council's focused on the wrong things. And part of the solution for this is that when you have a new council coming in, you have a group of people with different skill sets, different experiences, different life experiences, and they're coming to the table with a different perspective. And we ask people, if you're going to be an accountant, you need training. If you're going to work underground, you need training. But a councillor, I think that's missing there. We need training in municipal governance. Councillors need to know where they should be focusing their attention. It's not about stop signs, it's about the core issues that matter to the citizens in the city. So training is absolutely required. And anyways, I got that. So good. That's good, thanks.